Okay, so this video will be a One Piece review for chapter 1014, and obviously this video is going to have a huge spoilers, a huge spoiler warning, and I want to start around the middle of the chapter and specifically talk about the fight with Chopper and Queen. I think that fight was amazing to see. For first time ever, a person like Chopper fight somebody that is much more stronger than him. Like Queen the Plague, Kaido's left hand, like one step under King, and Chopper at the same time. Chopper fight against Queen and Sparrow shoot like candy arrows in Chopper's back. So you have to understand, Chopper fight against two pretty strong characters. I don't know where Sparrow stands in rank in Big Mom's Pirate. I think the highest ranking is Smoothie, then Katakuri, and then Cracker. Then after Cracker, I think then Sparrow comes in the rank. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know so much about the Big Mom Pirates. I cannot say if that is right or wrong. What kind of rank he have and so on. And so I say my other videos obviously is very different from each pirate crew. What kind of ranks they have. For example, they also pretend what kind of devil fruit they use, or what kind of how they use the tactic with the devil fruit. For example, Marco have ancient mythical Soen devil fruit that he can transform to a blue phoenix, but at the same time he can fly. Then his devil fruit is like a Paramecia devil fruit, is that he can, because he can fly, and at the same time, so his devil fruit is very special because his every attack goes through him, like when Marco is in his full form, but he cannot attack when in this form, and people cannot attack him. And anyways, but the whole point is about Chopper right now, and I think it's so cool when Chopper really threw Queen in the ground. Chopper take Queen's neck, and then later on in the fight, Queen you kind of turn his neck to like a mechanical neck, like he makes his neck much longer. And so I say my first speculation for Queen, like 1 year ago, I speculated that Queen was a cyborg, but also I say a cyborg bear. That was wrong, but I think maybe Queen is a cyborg, but I'm not 100% sure if it is a cyborg or pacifista. But for my first speculation, I think this was a cyborg, and I think it's really cool to see just that fight with Queen and Chopper, and like how well Chopper deal with that fight. And yeah, wait a second. Kom, ska du ut? Du får komma då. Kom. Så. Yeah, and so that fight is really amazing to see. And then we obviously have the other. So this chapter was very interesting. Like then you see the fight obviously with one of the scabbards fight against a fake clone of Odin. That one of the guy that portrayed him, that paint things, that create painting to life and this kind of thing. I don't remember his name. And so they show that fight, and it was a really cool fight to see. And I think. But obviously the best part in the whole chapter was absolutely the fight with Chopper and Queen. Queen, Chopper, and versus Queen and Sparrow. So it is a really amazing that Chopper can stand that fight with two members of each of the emperors fight against one emperor's. Like really cool to see the fight. And obviously then we see a little bit about Kaido. Quite to do some things. And obviously we see more about Nico Robin in that, in part a little bit of Nico Robin, and then we see a part from each of the members. So maybe the chapter, next chapter of this chapter, maybe then we're gonna see the conclusion of the fight with Black Maria and Nico Robin and Brooke, and then we have Sanji probably gonna fight against Spero and help Chopper, and Chopper fight Queen. And then we have obviously Zoro probably will help Marco or take over the fight with King, because Zoro and King, both of them use sword, so they are probably gonna, then Zoro gonna be first time ever Zoro gonna fight somebody, a flying opponent that use flight. It's the first time Zoro gonna fight. This chapter was super interesting, and obviously I have to say, obviously on this today, because today is Thursday, the chapter was in Japanese, and I cannot read Japanese, but I can see pictures. I see the fight. Obviously I see the Chopper fight against Queen. I see all the pictures, so it's easy to see that they fight, and you see obviously Spero shooting his candy arrows in Chopper's back, and all this kind of thing. So maybe tomorrow I'm gonna do a review, more like a common review. The reason why I want to do this review today, one day before the English dub was released, was because of this fight, because of Chopper and Queen and Spero. But it's so extremely rare to see a member of the Straw Hat Pirate that is not Zoro, Sanji, or Monkey D. Luffy have a so big opponent to fight against. And I think that there is a reason why this is so cool. It's like so different, it's so unique to see this kind of thing. And most of the time you see Zoro fight against somebody like Queen, or Sanji fight against somebody, but most of the time Zoro, then Monkey D. Luffy, then Sanji. I think this, just because of that fight, I think the chapter was very interesting. Obviously I cannot read the chapter because I cannot read Japanese, but it's just the picture was so interesting to see the pictures and the movement of the picture and the fight and all this really cool things. So obviously going to be much more interesting tomorrow when I can read the chapter and really understand what they're saying, and all this kind of thing. This is what I mean with One Piece. Like the chapter before it, chapter 13, this 13 was like down. This chapter is up, like really cool chapter. And maybe I'm biased. Maybe it's because we don't have to see the fight, see any more Big Mom just in that chapter, and we see more about Kaido and more about the Beast Pirates and some of the other Straw Hat Pirate members. So maybe the next chapter we're gonna go back to Big Mom and Kid and Killer, and obviously that super thing. Oh no, obviously what I say right now is just my own personal opinion. I don't like so much Kid. I think it's totally okay, a Kid or that other guy with the special cards, like, I don't know his name, anyways. But yeah, it's super interesting to see that fight, and very, very cool, and really, to give somebody like Chopper that big position in the Vanguard. We have to understand, without Chopper, the whole team of the Straw Hat Pirate, the whole alliance, the alliance samurais that was allied with the Straw Hat Pirate, should be dead, because Queen used ice and fire, toxic demon, and because of Chopper's medical skills that helps against Queen's poison weapons. And so it's really cool to see that Chopper have a so big role in the Vanguard. I can almost say that Chopper have one of the biggest role in the Vanguard, bigger than Zoro and bigger than Sanji, because first of all, even if Zoro take down, for example, Kaido or sort of take down Yamato Orochi. I don't think he's gonna take down Yamato Orochi. I think it's gonna be Momonosuke and that little girl together. That's gonna trick Yamato Orochi and then makes him turn into a kind of slave, like control him, become some kind of candy. They're gonna probably trick Yamato Orochi to drink something, like some kind of rice wine. And from there, because Yamato Orochi is a very arrogant character, because he's a big snake, he thinks he can defeat everybody. And obviously that is ignorance, and then so probably they're gonna use that to their benefit. The Momonosuke and that girl that can take things from her candy and put in some kind of alcohol drink, and then Yamato gonna drink that and he don't gonna recognize that there's something in the alcohol, a ball in the alcohol. And so this is just my speculation. These two children will defeat Yamato Orochi, and Zoro will fight against King. But in the biggest role of helping the allies to stay alive is Chopper's role. It's one of the biggest role. And obviously then you have Monkey D. Luffy, who has a big role to defeat Kaido. But without Chopper, the whole mission will fail. It's impossible for Monkey D. Luffy to defeat something he have no knowledge about. For example, knowledge about medicine, and to defeat something. Like, you can be super strong, you can be super fast, but if somebody uses toxic weapon or chemical weapon against you, and you do not know how to deal with that, then it's no meaning how strong you are. You're still gonna fail in the end, because the poison gonna take its toll after some while, and this kind of thing. And so I think there was a really cool chapter, and it's gonna be so. That's everything I really want to say. Okay, bye.